Welcome back, Aggie Land, to another episode of Home Turf. I'm your host, Grant Gaspard. I got two new writers on here with me today. A lot to talk about. End of the football season, beginning of the basketball season, and just a whole lot of Aggie sports, Aggie news, all on this episode. Thanks for joining. Welcome back, listeners. Remember to ride ridehitch.com. It's like Uber, but for longer distances, private or shared rides between cities. Enjoy 30% off your first ride using the code AggieNews3. You going home for the holidays and want to make a little extra cash? Hop on ridehitch.com and be a good Aggie and pick up a fellow Aggie and make a little extra money. Remember, it's like Uber, but for longer distances. So go to ridehitch.com and use AggieNews3. And we're back. Episode 28. This is our 28th episode. This is our AP Adrian Peterson episode. This is our big 2-8 episode. And I have two writers on with me today. Naomi, Andrew, what's up?
What's up?
Hey.
Happy to be here.
Okay, and whoa, you got a toothpick? No, I thought
it's my nail.
I thought you had a toothpick in your mouth, and you were just going country vibe for the podcast.
No, not today. Tomorrow, maybe.
Tomorrow, maybe. All right. So, Naomi, I'll start with you first. Ladies first. Talk a little bit about yourself. How'd you get in the bet? How'd you get into writing? All that good stuff. Who are you?
Well, I'm a sophomore. I'm from Richmond, but I'm gonna continue to rep Houston regardless of what you say. I gotta rep Houston.
You can't rep
no
Houston.
one knows Richmond. But yeah, I'm a sophomore, journalism major. I've been with the Bat since, I think, April, May, something like that, after a little stint with the A&M Athletics Comm Department. Shout out to them, great people. And so, yeah, ever since then, I've just been here as a sports writer. Love it every single day. It's a great place to be.
Okay. Andrew, what's going on?
I'm a freshman, and I've been here for about 2 months now. I'm from Saxe, around the Dallas area.
Saxe.
Yeah.
I've heard of Saxe.
Really?
Sounds sexy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling.
We got we're known for our quarterback went to Michigan. He's now one of their backups this year.
Oh, the guy who just went to transfer portal, McNair or something?
No, Orgy, the kid that, you know what I'm talking about? He's famous
Orgy from Saxe.
Yeah.
Okay.
RG3 was hyping him up a lot.
Okay, bet. And what other cool stuff comes out of there? Is it big town, small town?
Well, it's a big...
Pretty big city?
Around a big district, the Garland area.
Okay. Yeah, that's all you got to say.
That's all you got to say.
Go on. So what got you into writing? What made you want to join the Bet, man?
I love sports, and I wrote for my high school, and being here so far made me want to write about it more often.
Yeah. Hey, you came to the right spot, man. I appreciate having you, both of y'all, on for the podcast and on the sports desk. So I got a little question for y'all.
Okay.
For starters, ask everyone this. Who's y'all's teams? Who's y'all's pro teams? And then you'll have to have a second college team. If y'all don't,
That's easy. But I'll let
go,
you go first.
Andrew, go.
Okay, I'm a Cowboys fan and a Mavericks fan, and then a second college team. I guess USC, maybe.
USC?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I like the USC.
Yeah.
You a recently second USC fan?
No, I like Darnold a lot.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Me, it's a little weird. Ravens.
You're
Big
a Ravens
time, long
fan?
time,
Ooh.
since 2003. So I've been around for a minute. Astros, obviously. And
There
second
you go.
college team.
Finally.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Second college team is easy. LSU. Easily.
LSU's your second?
Ooh.
Really?
That's
That's a first.
lived in not in LSU, in Louisiana for 7 years.
What
Yeah.
part?
It's Rose Pines, about an hour north of Lake Charles. So
Okay.
in the boondocks, but
I live 30 minutes from Lake Charles.
oh, what city?
It's Texas, but it's on the border of Louisiana. Kind of like Lake Charles right there on the border.
I know
Yeah, it's
it.
Port Neches.
Yep, I know
There
it.
you go. There
Mhm.
you go. I first Astro fan I've heard.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Everyone that comes in here is Rangers, doesn't watch
Boo.
baseball, or it's like some silly like Dodger Yankee fan.
I have not met a Rangers fan here.
Yeah,
Seriously?
Kate Harris.
Oh,
is a
okay. Well,
Rangers fan.
he's from my hometown. He's from my high school.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Y'all went to the same high school?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
What?
That's cool.
Yeah, we both went to Saxe.
Small world, man.
For real? Did
crazy.
he put you on to come join this, or y'all just
No,
ran into each other?
first day I was here, he was like, "Where are you from?" Garland, and then Saxe. He's like, "Oh, I'm from there too."
Oh.
So y'all didn't even know each other?
Right. He knew my cousin, That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Man, he went to go play JUCO baseball for a little bit before he came here. They didn't have a journalism school wherever he was, but that's sick. Yeah, so haven't had a bunch of Stros fans, so hey, a round of applause for us Stros fans. And the World Series champion,
Oh, of course.
Houston Astros 2022. And I'm going to say it, 2017 and 2022.
Oh, yeah. No
World
asterisk. No.
No, it's 20.
It's legit.
You go back to 2017 and you look up who the World Series champs are, and it says
Yeah.
Houston Astros.
It's right there in black and white.
Right there in black and white. And hey, we're not done yet.
No, we ain't done.
We
Back
just
to back. We're doing it again.
You see that huge signing, Jose
I
Abreu?
did. It's going crazy.
It's
going crazy.
We're not done yet. You got a baseball team, Andrew? You left one out. You don't really watch baseball.
Rangers, if I go to their games.
We were doing so good.
I can't root for the Stros.
Yeah, well,
Why?
not?
Everyone I know from home just does not like the Stros.
So why don't you be different?
Rangers don't even rep Dallas. They call
Yeah.
it the Texas Rangers. Like, what the hell is that?
Exactly. We're the Houston Astros.
It's down. It's like
Was it Dallas?
it's right next to AT&T Stadium.
Which
so.
is technically Arlington, not even Dallas.
Okay.
So
It's,
I'm saying this podcast to just roasting Andrew all
Oh,
podcast.
I agree.
That's
I
what it
agree.
is now. Hey, but I'm joking. I
I'll
respect
take
the
it.
Cowboy. The Ravens have been. They can't seem to close out a game, struggling in fourth quarters
They should be
lately. I
11-0.
don't know what's going
It's nothing
on.
new.
Don't know what's going on right there over there in Baltimore, but Cowboys are doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a situation, so we might go to a Super Bowl this year. We might. I'm not hopping. Last year, I went all in. I gave my whole. That was the best regular season I've seen in a while. Got all my hopes up, threw all my money, just everything into the Cowboy franchise, and they just took it all and ripped my heart out. So I told myself I'm not gonna give up my hopes yet, but I'm in a situation. So I'll be in Colorado for the Super Bowl. But I, promised my dad, my family that, if we go to the Super Bowl, I'll watch it with them. So but again, I haven't been to Colorado in a minute. So do I hope the Cowboys don't make the Super Bowl so I don't have to stay and watch it? Or do I hope they go to the Super Bowl and just miss out on the Colorado trip?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's.
Come on now.
We haven't been in like 30
Colorado's
years.
lit, though.
Well, think about it. Colorado's always going to be there. A Super Bowl
It's not.
appearance.
That's right.
It's not.
It's the Cowboys.
I've already thrown a bunch of money on this trip.
I mean, it's the Cowboys, man.
It's the Cowboys.
If they make it to the Super Bowl this year,
No, and I already said
they're not going to.
It's
Let's
not
be
really
real.
all my friends are leaving that Sunday to go up there. I might leave Monday. And
Yeah?
just watch the
Exactly.
game,
Might as well.
Get tatted up after we win the Super Bowl
Oh,
and then go.
Oh,
I wouldn't
remember
say
week
that.
one. Remember how depressing week one was. This is
This is it.
yes.
This is
Week
it.
one felt like we're gonna get the
Yeah,
number
bitch.
one pick, and then now it's like we have a shot.
We have
Power
a shot,
rankings
'cause
today put us
NFC kind
3.
of trash. Eagles are phony. They're phony.
Uh-huh.
All the Eagle fans listening out here, y'all are phony.
What about the Vikings?
Vikings
What
are
do you think?
phony.
Phony.
But we
I don't
showed that they're
know.
phony. We beat them
I-
40-3 at
They
their,
did, but
their
they're still-
home field.
They're still not that bad, though.
They're, I mean, they
Any
all
given
right.
Sunday. Any given
But it's
Sunday.
Kirk Cousins in the
It's-
playoffs.
It's Kirk Cousins, period.
Yeah.
Primetime Kirk Cousins.
Prime
what,
time.
Like, 0-12, 0-11?
I think
He finally got his first win, actually.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Last
He won
weekend.
last week.
Yeah, so congrats on his first primetime win. I mean, it's like, look at the NFL teams leading the NFC right now in their
Yeah,
quarterbacks. You
yeah.
got Jalen Hurts, who's average. Kirk Cousins, average.
Mm.
I'm not bought it. I love Dad. Great human being, good role model. He could be a franchise quarterback. However, he doesn't have that killer instinct in him, so I'm labeling him as average. Like, all the good NFC teams are average right now. Like, kind of
Yeah.
like...
I mean, we've been leading the league in offense since he came
Yeah.
back.
Hey,
Yeah, he's good. Hey,
if you get
dude,
bored,
go off during the regular season, man. However, when the playoffs come, I need someone to just with that 49er game. They win it. McCarthy said after the game, he said we weren't ready mentally.
Right, and it was because of him
Why
specifically.
not?
We
Yeah, he didn't set the tempo.
the roster had 2 main holes: head coach and defensive line.
Yeah.
And that game it showed
Mhm.
heavily.
You're like our D-line coach.
Our D-line coach?
Yeah.
No, he's fine. It's the D-line
I thought you said
piece.
D-line
Our head
coach.
coach in general is not
and
very
then
good.
The D-line.
Mike McCarthy is
You don't like him?
no.
He's not that good.
He brought us 5-1 with the backup quarterback, even after that week 1
But
game.
that's
I
but
feel
that's
like
the
he's
staff
doing
around
great.
him.
yeah.
Oh, that you credit the staff around.
I credit the staff way more than him. He's made some boneheaded decisions since he started.
Is it his decisions or is it Stephen Jones and the front office decisions?
Steven has made some boneheaded decisions roster-wise. Mike on the field, timeout, clock management. The 49ers game would have been incredibly different.
Clock management was god-awful. Has always been god-awful with him. I agree with that.
And Kellen Moore is very inconsistent himself.
Yeah.
And why am I forgetting our DC's name?
Dan Quinn.
Yeah, Dan Quinn. Yeah.
That's right. I'm hoping they
promote him.
Either that or just pay him more than McCarthy. And just keep. I mean, I'm fine if they keep the staff. Just pay him more than McCarthy. I don't see us getting Sean Payton. Ravens are garbage over there.
Whoa.
That's just plain
Whoa.
and simple.
See, I've been letting y'all talk.
They should be 11-0.
They
I'll give it that.
should be.
I'll be honest. I don't watch the games anymore.
Hey.
I don't.
Y'all's number one receiver is also from my high school too.
I had
Duvernay. Duvernay's from.
Swear. I
Dude,
love me some
dude,
Devin Duvernay.
There's no one that's came out of my high school.
Maybe it's because you're from, Beaumont. What's popping
Jamal
there?
Charles. Earl Thomas.
Okay. See, Earl Thomas.
Like, what?
I forgot about that one.
Earl Thomas. Hold on. I got another one for y'all. All right. You can't hear the drum beat. Steven Jackson. Kendrick Perkins. Let me keep going. Hold on.
Kendrick Perkins.
Rashawn Johnson. Y'all haven't heard of him yet, but y'all will. He's a running back at UT.
Yeah. Wait.
That's why I haven't heard of him.
No. Is he the backup?
He's Bijan. There's Suge, Rashawn.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he was the quarterback at my high school. So none of them guys actually went to my high school, but if you go into Southeast Texas, you kind of rep Southeast Texas. So if you come out one of the schools, then yeah. Hefner on Nederland. He went to Nederland.
Hayden. Yes, I do know that.
Yeah, that was my rival high school. I used to have to guard him, and it was clams.
I have like 2 friends that went there.
To Nederland?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your friends?
Sierra Walker and the other one, her name's also Sierra Wiltz.
Oh, okay. I know who both of them are.
Mm-hmm.
One graduated a year below me, and Sierra I never talked to her, but I know she's from the area.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's up? All right, so let's get into it. It's time. It's time to talk about what this whole podcast is about. It's about Aggie sports, by Aggies, about Aggies. So let's get into it. Aggie football coming off their last game of the season with a nice red plump cherry on top of a nice doo-doo is what I like to describe it as. It was a beautiful cherry, a perfect cherry on top of just a doo-doo season. Winning 38-23 at home. Fans stormed the field. It was a great game. We'll get into all that. So overall, first starts on the football game. Neomi.
Honestly, that was some of the best football I've seen all season.
Okay.
That great performance, especially from Wegman his performance at Auburn, that was just, that was an off night. UMass, I honestly thought wasn't nothing special. It's UMass. He got the job done. Cool, got the dub. But against LSU, number 5 team in the country, true freshman.
Yeah.
And the O-line finally did something. They finally got it right, and that's why he was able to perform the way that he was. Because all season, people like to place blame, like, King isn't that good. Give him time to work. He didn't have any time to work.
That's what's it called? That's the easy finger to point. I just point right at the quarterback.
Right, because he's the subject of all the attention.
Yeah.
So we see what happens when the O-line finally clicks, and so I think that for starters, it set a great tone going into the offseason. Set a great tone for recruits, which I know we're going to talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
And overall, I'll give it a B+.
B+. Great job. Yeah, no, I can't agree more. I had a feeling, so I was in Lake Charles at the Golden Nugget with some family, and I went to the sports book for the first time to bet a little parlay, and they asked me, I had Notre Dame, that didn't hit. They lost to USC, and then I had Kansas, and Kansas didn't hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had A&M. I put A&M. Everyone was looking at me all funny, A&M, they're playing Harold Perkins, LSU, number 5, Brian Kelly, blah blah blah. And I'm like, dude, if you watch Aggie football, they're gonna win this game. It's what's gonna happen. No matter how dog doo-doo of a season we've had. No matter how bad, you have to you have to get the momentum, set the standard, play your hearts out, and this has to be that game that just carries through the offseason and keeps the fans engaged and hopeful for next season.
Yeah.
And that's it. What this game was. I mean, they end up winning. That sets a line for recruits. Hopefully more people stay who are planning on transferring after they saw that game, saw that atmosphere, and that was the easiest $100 I've ever made was betting on A&M. So, Andrew, what did you think of that game?
I thought it was amazing. I think A-Chain really helped himself in the NFL case, and it really showcased how our O-line can be something next year.
Yeah.
Like, it struggled this year, but with an offseason with our new O-line coach that we got last year, a full offseason, we can develop, and with other recruits, we can go in and actually help Connor next year.
No, 100%.
Like, all year we've said things about Haynes King and Max Johnson, and they didn't have a competent O-line all year. So I think next year, seeing that, and Muhammad and Stewart going through and helping us in this win.
Yeah.
I was a little worried Stewart might transfer himself, and I was worried for a second, just a little bit.
I'm like about that. So I heard something like, so I grew up in a UT family, and they have connections in Austin and all that. So I always come home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, just get batted on because I go to A&M. However, they're like, every time I go down recently, they're like, you ready for Evan Stewart to come wear that burnt orange and all that stuff? I'm like, what you mean? They're like, oh, yeah, I heard from a friend of a daughter's cousin, sister, that her sister said that he's going to be transferring. I'm like, dude, shut up. And then that tweet came out, said Ag for Life. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
And that kind of made me feel good. I gave me hope that he's going to stay.
Yeah, he's locked in. They're all locked in.
Yeah.
They're all locked in. So, Neomi, you told me that you had some inside sources. Was it with recruiting or?
Nothing recruiting, just kind of talking about transfer portal and, with the OC. So, talked to a couple people. There's no concrete number one person for OC right now.
Really?
It's still up in the air. They're still looking at all their options. Players, they don't really know anything right now. It's very hush.
Yeah,
very
so
hush.
Fresh off a season, so very fresh.
Yeah, so I'm thinking after national championship, I think maybe we'll know some, or as we get closer, I think we'll know a little bit more. But right now, it's still, it's only been a couple days since the LSU game. So
and we already have 5 transfers, and then we had a fire of an offensive coordinator, tight end coach.
So I'm thinking sometime in the next couple weeks we'll hear something, but for now, there's a lot of names being thrown around, but just talking to people, doesn't seem like there's a concrete number one, like, this is who we want right now.
Do y'all have any ideas of who y'all may want at OC?
The UNC guy, the UNC offensive coordinator.
UNC offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Looking at OSU, what's his name? Can't think of his name, but he's at OSU, and he looks pretty good. I think might be a wide receiver coach, if I'm right. Maybe.
I've been hearing some big, celebrity names. You got over here, Dan Mullen. Something like him.
I've heard that.
Lincoln Riley's little brother.
Oh.
What's that dude's name?
I know who you're talking about. Garrett Riley.
Yeah. A bunch of these celebrity. And I was like, dude, you don't need to go celebrity.
Yeah. I've heard of a Heartline. That's what I'm talking about.
Heartline.
I've heard of little things about him. Yeah. So.
No, I'm seeing all these celebrities' names, these celebrity coaches' names. They're gonna be paying big bucks to come over here. I'm like, you don't have to do that. There's a certain someone, which we played against this year, upset us at home. A little OC, not a big name. He's from the 409. He's from Beaumont. You're gonna get. He's got anyone from the 409. I'm a rep. His name's Kevin Barbe. He was the OC at Appalachian State. He coached at Central Michigan the year before and coached the leading rusher in all of national football at Central Michigan. He really fooled us at our home field offense. Y'all remember the time of possession against Appalachian State? That's all him, dude. He's a beast, dude.
That would be nice.
And he's not no celebrity guy that you can just we don't got to pay a lot of money. He's coaching at a Power 5 school. We pay him kind of the bare minimum of still a lot of money to him, but the bare minimum. Because, we got a lot of money in this dude named Jimbo Fisher. Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, what are y'all thinking? What do y'all?
I mean, only thing with that is like, I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with App State because after the loss, that I kind of just want to put that in the back of my mind. You know, good luck to them.
They had a Hail Mary win the next
Yeah,
game,
mhm.
Yeah.
and then they
But-
kind of had a awful season.
Yeah,
after that.
they didn't even make a bowl, did they?
No.
Nope.
So that's why I'm like, one, that just makes us look bad.
Yeah.
Because, like, dang, we just lost this team. They didn't go to a bowl. We didn't go to a bowl. Okay. But then it's also like, if you start off that strong and you finish so weak, what does that tell you about your offense?
I don't know. They might have other issues.
I mean, like I said,
there
I don't
might
know
be
too
problems
much.
over there at App State that I
Yeah.
haven't been keeping up with. But hey, I mean, I wanted Matt Rule. Oh, I never even told y'all my second college team.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Nebraska. I'm a Cornhusker. Now, being a Cowboy fan, I was like, what makes the most sense? Me too. I'm trying to choose my second college team. I didn't want to choose a good team because I didn't want to look like a bandwagon.
Valid.
And what else? Oh, and I was like, what makes more sense? I'm a Cowboy fan. What's Nebraska being good in the 80s and 90s and then haven't been doing anything in the 21st century? I was like, let me go be a Nebraska fan. And also, my girlfriend's family's from Nebraska, so I was like, you know what the heck? I'm a Nebraska fan. It's my second team. So now they got Matt Rule, and they might win a national championship next year. You know, go Cornhuskers.
I mean,
I'm excited.
Whoa.
Well, that's
that's
hot.
big. That's
hot.
hot.
That was.
That's
Rule
piping
is-
I kind
hot.
of just threw that.
Rule
at
could
y'all.
work
I'm
in college
sorry.
like really well.
I know
So
we see what he can do in college. The pros didn't treat him nice, but we can see he might go change the environment over there in Nebraska.
he might.
We need
That's
that.
true.
Me and my Cornhusker fans. That would be huge for us.
I mean, speaking of other college teams, can we talk about Spencer Rattler for a minute?
yeah.
Because, man, Tennessee and then Clemson went back to back. That man, he might, his story is a little up and down, but I'll tell you what, he was not going out without a bang.
No, that's one of the kind of things I wanted to talk about first was the cigar of Spencer Rattler. Do y'all agree with him smoking it after an 8-4 season in the locker room?
Yeah, go for it, man.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Are y'all agree? Okay,
he deserved
I
it.
agree
You
too.
having
I was
fun?
hoping I could argue with someone.
No.
Dang, okay, we all agree with it in here. Okay,
No.
This is a sane podcast
Yeah.
then.
I mean, if you want to argue about field rushing, depends on
Field rush. And okay, that
See
was the
that?
next one.
Yeah.
I was gonna let us talk about Spencer Rattler a little bit, but let's get into it. So my house is divided right now.
Mhm.
We have me and someone else who. So, what the heck? Yeah, go ahead, rush the field, and then 2 other people who are like, "That's embarrassing. You just had a 5-7 season." So
Mhm.
what side of the fence are y'all on?
I'm on it's embarrassing. I was
Really?
right there. Like, when there were 17 seconds left, I was standing right there, heard the whistle, turn around, people start running, and I was just like, come on. I posted on my story, that was the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen happen at Kyle Field.
Yeah.
And we lost to App State, and that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so from see what my mindset is. Well, hold on. What about you, Andrew?
oh no, I think it's fine. I think it.
You think it's chill?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I think from a recruiting standpoint, I don't know what recruits are at the game, and then a transfer standpoint, I just love that game. Just let's just forget about our record. We ruined the playoff hopes. We ruined the SEC championship hopes for LSU. We have a dog doo-doo season, and at home we upset the number 5 team in the nation. No matter what, put your schedule, put whatever. The hype was there. The silent was bumping. Evan Stewart finally got to do his little TikTok dances on the sideline, and it was lit. I was excited, and I was just like, dude, like, we need to win this game to give us hope for next season and let all of our good players, like, hopefully none of our good players transfer and stay, and get a little glimpse of what it could be like if we are good next season. So I was just kind of like, you know what the heck? You know, what'd you find embarrassing about it?
I just feel
Neomi?
like, I mean, it's the whole, like, act like you've been there. We've been there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Have we been there?
I mean, just look at last season. Like, beating Alabama #1 with the backup quarterback, that is field rushing worthy. That, 110%, I get that. But after a season like this, which, I mean, I get it. Love that the 12th man was still willing to do it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was like when LSU rushed the field after beating Ole Miss. That's exactly what it was like.
That I was kind of like, what the heck? I agree. I can see the embarrassing side of it, like, because we
Right.
just had an awful season, you know?
I mean, it still feels like we had this game marked on our calendars all year.
Mm-hmm.
And this was something after the past we went on a 6-game losing streak, and then UMass, it was super embarrassing that we barely beat them, and everyone was clowning us for that. Yeah. So doing this in the way we did, it just felt like, okay, yeah, there's still hope for this program.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't just win. I mean, we dominated.
Oh, yeah.
It was great being in Lake Charles with all these LSU fans all around me just crying because they just lost $500 on them beating LSU. And I'm just sitting there with this guy just fist pump. It was awesome. But, I mean, good for them. Good win. I mean, I just feel like field rushing isn't the same anymore.
I feel like
everyone's like everyone now, like this season especially, just if you win, let's field rush.
And then even like when I was down there, like another part that was like embarrassing is that it was like a couple people at a time. Like when we beat Bama, it was like a wave, like everybody's going, but it was just like so few at a time. Like security was actually able to like get some people from in front of me, and I was like, okay, so it was like
didn't they rush early?
Yeah, 17 seconds early. They had to come back, and then it was like people were scared, so they didn't even properly rush the field. Like, I'm standing right behind the end zone, and if I'm still able to walk back into the tunnel, that's not real field.
That's the embarrassing part.
If it's not in the moment rushing, then I don't agree with it.
Right, it feels forced now.
If it's like a force, like let's just rush because that's like the thing to do now.
And that's what I felt like it was.
Okay. And now hearing it from that standpoint, I'm kind of like, you know what? No.
Maybe it was undeserved.
Stay in the stands.
Yeah.
You know? Wow.
Didn't what's his face? Bajork, he came out with like his statement, his little yell and something.
Yeah, what was that yell and review for today?
He said, I mean, he's obviously said that he didn't agree with it, which I mean, of course he's gonna say that. You know, it cost us, you know, what, quarter of $250,000.
Yeah, so like if we would have got something out of it, I could see how we didn't get nothing. So maybe that's another thing. If you get something out of the win, then rush. What do you get out of it? What do we get out of it? We don't.
A moral victory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, That's it. So if y'all had to think, I mean, is LSU our biggest rival in the SEC? Would you say that?
I feel like Bama after this past offseason.
I would say that we match up to LSU a lot more, but I think just the fact that Bama is Bama, like being able to beat them or almost beat them. Yeah. You know, it's nice, but I'm going to have to go with LSU.
That's one fan base I feel horrible for is Alabama because they can never rush the field. They're the team that everyone plays, and that team gets to rush the field if they win.
Right.
Yeah.
So what game can Bama rush? I mean, besides the national championship, maybe, but, like,
Even
that, no one rushes the field then. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I have friends there, and, like, I've asked them, I'm like, does it ever, like, get boring? And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, when you win all the time, you know, it's your constant. Yeah. And so, like, that's why, like, they get so mad when they lose. So, you know, I'll purposely post things to, like, make them mad. Make them and then they'll be like, aren't y'all, like, 5-7? Like, we don't care. We win every day. And I'm like, you don't care, right? Yeah. After that Tennessee loss, y'all cared.
Yeah, no.
Y'all cared.
And that LSU loss as well. Wait, so who's in the SEC championship now? Is it Georgia?
Georgia and LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's still LSU?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They clinched the West when they beat Arkansas.
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
I thought we upset their we upset the national championship.
Yeah.
Right.
Folks.
They don't make the playoffs.
This is what's interesting. If LSU can upset Georgia, this could be like the first national championship without an SEC team in God knows how long.
So a 3-loss LSU over a 2-loss Alabama in the SEC championship?
Yep.
How's that work out?
Man. It's complicated.
I thought this ruined the SEC championship.
No, it ruins their chance to just make the playoffs.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Bama still might even make the playoffs at this point.
They have 7% chance projected or something like that?
Yeah, but
I was arguing with someone on Twitter because I think USC should make I think like if anyone has a chance, it'd be USC over Bama. Because I mean, Bama's most impressive win this season was an 8-4 Ole Miss team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a 5-7 A&M team at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that was a close
they're you know, people keep saying like SEC, but it's the SEC, and I'm like, dude, the Pac-12's a Power 5 conference. They've looked better than the SEC this season. I mean, take Georgia out of the equation.
Yeah.
I mean, near the end of the season, the Pac-12's pretty legit. Utah's pretty good. I was hoping Utah would make it this year. They didn't. I wish I could get that Florida game back.
Wait, doesn't Utah play USC for the? Does Utah play USC next week?
Can someone look up the rankings?
Oh, right I'm about to right now.
It is Georgia, Michigan.
You talking about
TCU and then
like the top
Pac-12?
6? Yeah, what's the top 6 right now? Just like
Yeah, I was looking up chances right now because it's crazy. Like the teams that are there, like TCU. If you told me in the beginning of the season that TCU was gonna be in the top 4,
No, so I was hoping out of the Big 12 it'd be like, I was hoping it'd be Kansas State and Oklahoma State. However, Kansas State got in it, but Kansas State hasn't lived up to what I thought they'd do. Like, because, I mean, their backfield, though, Adrian Martinez and Deuce Vaughn. Oh, my God, that's just like, why that sound like that? It's a legit, I love watching Kansas State play. And I thought Oklahoma State was going to be legit this year. They kind of, like, had a good start to the season and just kind of went downhill.
Where do they fall to? I don't know if they're still top 25.
Oh?
No, Oklahoma State's no. They're like 5th in the Big 12. Yeah, they're 5th in the Big 12.
Oh, in the Big 12?
Yeah.
Oh.
So who's the top 6 right now going into the playoffs? Anyone?
Georgia, Michigan, TCU, USC, Ohio State, and Bama.
Yep.
I like that. Honestly, I do. I kind of, now that I think about it, I kind of
That's
like
not bad.
that. I didn't think USC was 4, but I was thinking that they're going to, like, keep Ohio State in the top 4.
I thought so, too.
However, did y'all watch that Ohio State?
I just looked it up.
That was so ugly.
Crazy.
That was a...
Lit,
I was
crazy
awesome. That was a great
movie.
way to start off my Saturday. But, dude, Ohio State didn't just lose.
They got humiliated.
Yeah,
They got
humiliated.
outcoached severely.
Their defense looked non-existent. Just gone.
Yeah,
Not there.
Cornelius Johnson just out there, like, dicing up these corners. It's because, you know why they lost? It's the same way, if any of y'all watch UFC, why Israel Adesanya lost his last fight. They play conservative.
Exactly.
They came out the second half, they played conservative. They were trying not to win. They were trying not to give up the 20-17 lead, and they lost. And Michigan came out wanting to kick their You heard that. Yeah. I have a little beat. It's sick. And y'all want to I got a little, let me know, I'll click number 7. But, yeah, they came out second half I'm all in on Michigan now. Like, last year, I knew Michigan was phony. I thought they was. They lost. They got blown out the first round. This year, I'm like, dude, they're legit.
Yeah, I gotta say I'm a bit biased. I love the Harbaugh brothers.
You love the
Jim and John.
Jim, oh my God, this Ravens.
Come on, man, it's the Harbaugh.
That's crazy.
The Super Bowl where they played against each other. Come on,
that was like the worst Super Bowl of this
Totally
century.
forgot about that.
We still won.
The lights
still
went
won.
out. No, like they were trying to end it early.
No,
They were
that
trying-
was
Only cool thing about it was
Beyonce.
Ray
That
Lewis
was-
retiring.
That was
Ray Lewis was
sad.
was
sad.
It was sad. I mean, it was
love Ray
cool because
Lewis.
it was like
That's cool.
he lost or he
Yeah.
won in his last game.
That's my dude, though. But all I'll say is, for the Cowboy fans out there, I wasn't alive the last time he won a Super Bowl,
That is
so I don't want
messed
to
up.
hear anything.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I don't want to
either.
hear anything.
And I hope we win this year. And I'm gonna be. I guess I'm gonna be in Colorado getting lit. Getting lit for the Super Bowl in the snow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild. So playoffs coming up. Yeah, as of right now, it's USC versus Georgia, Michigan versus TCU.
That's how it's looking.
I want TCU to play Georgia
I want to see that.
because I want to see that. I want to see that Ringo corner go up against that Quinston
Oh,
guy, and dude, that's gonna be a dynamic. Just like
It's got to happen.
That's gotta happen. I
then
mean,
TCU better upset Michigan, but I don't see that happening. But
Yeah.
dude, TCU's hot right now. Give them credit. They're a
Yeah.
hot team. That Max Duggan's freaking nominated right now. Heisman.
it's
I mean,
gonna be Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams is winning. I mean,
Yeah.
he's winning. Unless he loses this Pac-12 championship. Who they playing? Who's Utah playing?
They play Utah,
They play Utah?
right?
Yeah.
And Kansas State plays TCU. Oh, it's the LSU Georgia one.
Yeah.
Purdue and Michigan as well.
Dude, have you seen the Big Ten conference? Like,
It's pretty ugly.
yeah,
It's very
it's like,
ugly.
no, you have like Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State on this one side.
Wait,
and you have
why
a
is
bunch of 7-3, like
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Purdue, Illinois.
Like, you jump from 7, so Penn State, you jump from 7-2 to Maryland, who's 4-5, and then Michigan State, that's 3-6.
Realistically, can Ohio State still make
That's
the?
not even like
playoffs?
the fact that Purdue's playing Michigan right now for the Big
It's-
Ten championship is so funny.
That's just terrible.
Dude, but actually, so Purdue, that's one of my upsets for the conference. Now, I know I'm just trashing on them, but so the quarterback's brother just passed away. And he's supposed to be coming back from the funeral during the game. And I just feel like if he plays for him, that he's going to,
Yeah.
Purdue's going to go off and just win. That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking is going to happen. I think it's going to be a sick game.
I think
It definitely could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
Who came from Purdy? Was that Drew Brees?
Drew Brees, could they come from?
Yeah,
Purdy?
you know he shouted out Muhammad.
Moose?
Mm-hmm. Posted
Really?
on Twitter. Called him the real deal.
Yeah. So was it an impressive catch or impressive throw?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
The connection is special.
That was like
that was beautiful. It
like,
was.
because, you know, obviously I'm focusing on Moose because as soon as the ball's in the air, I'm like, all right, I got to see if he's going to catch this. So he catches it, you know, between two defenders and then with one arm? And he's not even left-handed?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. But then
that was sick.
The fact that Connor was able to throw in that tight of a window, insane.
That whole play
insane.
was just
like, that was
beautiful.
that was electrifying. Like, I'm up in the press box trying not to, like, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta chill.
It gets hard not to cheer in the press box. Like, dude, like last year covering basketball and just watching Q play was just like the hardest because he would just go up with some crazy dunks. And me, as like, I played basketball in high school and like I like watching basketball. So anytime someone does something like that, I stand up. I stand up, and it was like one of the first games of the season where he just straight rose over this guy and dunked him, and I literally stood up. And I was like, oh, shit. I had to sit right back down and act normal. I was about to get up and start going nuts. It's so hard to be a journalist. And just
so
like,
difficult.
and a sports fan at the same time. It's just, it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's a tough road.
Like the Bama game that we played this year, I was there.
Yeah.
Literally right next to the end zone. Like, I'm talking, I was shaking. Like, that's how, like, nervous I was. And Travis...
You were on the end zone. Yeah,
I was there.
I went to that game, too.
I was there. Yep, went in the press box and everything. Great freaking experience. And I was getting to the point where Travis Brown at the Eagle, he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, like, you're in a press passer. You got to relax. And I'm just like, you're right. I don't want to get kicked out. Because I was just like, I was
they'll
amped.
kick you out for that.
They will.
Suss you.
They take it seriously.
Dude, it was so cool because I had to use the restroom. And it was like they were driving down the field and we got a timeout and I sprinted to the restroom. Came back just for that final play and then we all know what happened there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about basketball. Just a little bit, not much about it. And then we can call it a day. Again,
Sure.
I appreciate y'all being on this show, man.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. And I'll let y'all give away some final notes in a moment. But so A&M went to DePaul after that little tournament where they came in 7th place. They won the 7th place game against Loyola Chicago. That was cool. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it was kind of that was a bad tournament. After a loss against Murray State in Colorado, beat Loyola Chicago. Beat DePaul at home, and Radford kind of turned up with a slight 31 points. He kind of was struggling in the first the first 5 games of the season and turned up. And Buzz said something about, oh my God, Buzz was making some jokes in this past press conference. He was just like, yeah, we finally found our guard, Radford. I don't know where he's been. But basically, he was shooting like 1 for 10 from the 3 before the game came out. Shot
Right.
3 for 3. It was beautiful. So, now we host them against SMU at home. First home game back since. Might be a packed house. Football's over.
Yeah.
What's y'all's thoughts on the basketball team so far this season?
I gotta say, I'm very impressed with your boy Hayden Hefner.
He's
very
impressed.
Where
was it? Where was he last game? He didn't play last game. Do you know
He
that?
didn't play last game. I don't believe.
I was trying to figure out why.
I don't know why, but I gotta say, like, he just from the player that he was last year to now. Like, I went to I forgot what game I went to. I just went as a fan just cause. And second I saw him, I was like, whoa, he got a lot bigger. Yeah. Like, he's a lot more aggressive. I think that game he made so many threes. Like, it was easy. Like, it was probably like 2 or 3 back to back, and I was just like, whoa, like.
I think it was either the first or second. I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah.
So it's so fun. So I always rep whoever comes out for a 9. If I know them, I rep them, of course. But like when you play basketball against a kid, your whole life against a rival high school, you're kind of like, dang, like I wish that was me out there, you know. So me and some of my buddies who came up here to college, we went to go watch him that first game, and we noticed the same thing. We was like, Hefner got in the lab this summer. And then he was making a couple of threes, and I was just like, yeah, he can make threes, but dude, the confidence he had. He just looked so much more confident out there.
That's what I'm saying.
And like he kind of like caught this one pass, wrapped around, stared at the guy, shot
it.
And I was like, who's this?
Yeah.
Who's this guy out here think he is? Like, what's going on? And like for a moment, we were like, man, that's all phony. And then like he just kept hooping, and we're like, okay, little fadeaway. Buzzer beater at halftime shot, and I was just like, Okay.
Yeah.
I'm bought in. Yeah, he was absent in that DePaul. I don't know why. I don't know if they're
know.
disciplining him because they haven't had the same starting five the past few games.
They
Yeah,
did change it up a lot.
Yeah, kind of what happened with that Colorado
Yeah,
team.
I honestly think they're just trying to figure out what works best. I mean, it's going to take a bit of time for them to gel, but I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, how many games have they played? I think by game 10, they're locked.
Yeah, so I was talking with someone about this earlier. So they got to win. They got to be SMU, Boise State, Oregon State.
Yeah.
Memphis on the road is going to be challenging, but they need to win. They're going to have to win now before they play the SEC because the SEC is legit. In basketball.
Yeah, it is nice.
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. What's your thoughts, Andrew, on this basketball season, team, whatever?
The point y'all made about Hefner, he's really improved, especially his shot. Taylor's coming into his own this year.
Oh yeah.
And he's looked like the guy this year.
Yeah.
I mean, last game didn't they bench him early and then bring him out later on?
Yeah. So So in the first half, he had 6 steals.
Right.
Out of 7. But he was in foul trouble though, so he had 4 fouls, and then he came in and go on.
He's looked like the top scorer, the top defender, and it's looked really well. And Coleman as well. I mean,
Of course.
Yeah, he was a good transfer pickup last year,
Yeah.
and this year it's coming same thing. I think we should in the interior more defensively. I think we should improve. I think it'll happen over time.
Yeah.
But this team, it looks like this culture is really well built. They want to play together.
It's definitely this stretch from SMU to Prairie View where they need they need a win because you can't go on a little losing streak like last year and expect to make the tournament.
Right.
Especially in this SEC play, they got to win now. They got to merge, start playing as a team, and everyone got to figure out their. Okay, so this is a little stretch to do. I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun team to watch over time. Man.
I think Buzz got it. I love me some Buzz
I love
Williams.
the culture.
Like it's like he's a coach, but he's more than a coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah.
just.
And I'm not gonna lie, so he's a great coach. Great guy. I love his atmosphere. I love his enthusiasm. He coaches the type of teams that will be successful in tournaments. That's his kind of coaching style. But I was telling my buddy, I was just like, dude, I need to be high on acid or something to listen to this dude talk. Because if you ever listen to his press conferences or just him explaining the red pill versus the blue pill, and just going in depth on this stuff and the way he describes things, I'm like, dude, I need a
dictionary, all for his metaphors.
I swear,
and stuff.
and it just I'll be sitting here and I'm like, dude, actually, I don't even need to be on acid. I just need to go listen to Buzz Williams talk for 30 minutes, and I'm just
that'll do it for you.
I'm mine, basically. That's the most I know how to use his buzzer, but it's so cool. Dude, this team's awesome. Big win against DePaul. Some players kind of found their footing. Let's see how these next few home games go before they play Memphis. They got to. These are big basketball conference teams they're playing, but they're not the top of their conference. These are good programs, not at the top of their conference. Freaking Boise State and Mount Western, Oregon State's average. Memphis ain't the same as last year. They got to win these games. Warford. These are some winnable games because then you got to come out. Go to SEC play Florida, who is pretty legit, LSU, and then there's just one streak. So, after we play Florida at home on the 18th, we play Kentucky away, Auburn away. We get a break with Vanderbilt at home, and then we go play Arkansas away.
That is a rough stretch.
Dude, and that little stretch right there, you're going to have to be ready for. And, there's, no bad SEC teams this year. Ole Miss is good. They got this kid, Amari Abram, played with Bronny, LeBron's son. Mississippi State's good. Tennessee, Arkansas, all of them are ranked. Missouri's all right, but South Carolina has, the top 10 kid in the nation right now in Gigi Jackson. These teams, these games that you're supposed to win have good players, and, they can upset you. So, they got to be ready. They're going to make the tournament. It's basketball season. Football's over. I'm happy. That was my sport in high school, so I'm real into that. I'm real excited to watch them play, and we'll see what kind of season they have, man. You have any final notes, final thoughts on this episode, Andrew?
I think it only comes up from here for basketball. I think Radford's really gonna heat up soon.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see where this team goes from here.
Yeah.
Neomi, what's going on?
All I gotta say is keep your eyes open because there's a lot of change coming to this football program. A lot of change.
I'm excited to see who goes, who comes. who's fired, who's hired, all that good stuff. And we'll cover all that here at the bat, for sure. And if we don't get it out, it'll be on here on the podcast. But again, thank y'all for coming to this. Thank y'all for coming. And all the listeners, check out the latest podcast. Check them all out. Just keep up with the battalion, all that. This is episode 28. Appreciate y'all coming on, man.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
And remember to ridehitch.com. Use code AggieNews3. And see y'all next week. Bet.